Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a farm that makes you 40 million units per hour. 40 million, and it's so awesome, so stick around for that. So in order to make this farm, you guys, we're going to have to hit the space station, or the space anomaly, excuse me, because we're going to need a few blueprints. Now, if you have these blueprints, you're going to be able to skip ahead in the video a while, but this is for all of you guys who don't have any of the blueprints or anything like that to create anything. You're going to want to go all the way back here, and this, I know I say it a lot, but this is one of the most important rooms in the game right now. Because you can go to any one of these kiosks and buy different upgrades. Like you can buy your upgrades for your starship right there. For your bases, you have your base upgrade module, your exosuit modules. Okay? So we're actually going to do the base upgrade modules because this is a base building farm. So once you get into here, you're going to want to go over to the industrial, I believe it's called. Industrial modules, okay? Now for this, you're going to absolutely need a supply depot and the mineral extractor. Now these are in a tree, and so you'll have to get the mineral extractor first, and you'll want to get the supply depot. That way you can store your supplies once it's been mined, and the supply pipe, because you're going to need these pipes, okay? Now optional things, you can get the electromagnetic generator, but you don't absolutely need that, okay? You can just survive off of solar panels if you want, and I'll show you how to do that in this video. If you have an electromagnetic generator, it is 10 times easier, but I'm dumb and I did it the hard way. So I did mine with solar panels, and I'll show you that too. That's crazy what I had to do to get it working. But here's a supply depot and a mineral extractor with the supply pipe. You're going to need those, okay? And this is for salvage data, so look for buried technology if you don't have those blueprints. If you do have those blueprints, let's move on to the next step in the video, okay? So the next step is we're going to have to find a good system to make our farm, a good planet to put it on. So let's pop open our galaxy map, and I'll show you guys how to look for good systems. Now, you're going to need something. Actually, let me go back for a second. You're going to need something on your starship. You're going to need an indium drive, okay? So I got a whole bunch of metal plating. You'll know what that means in a second, but you need an indium drive, and I have the blueprints. You can buy the blueprints on the space station themselves. But once you have the indium drive, you can go to any system you want, because there are some systems, red stars, green stars, and blue stars, you need a special drive to get there, a hyperdrive. But if you have the indium drive, which is for blue systems only, there's a little glitch in the system to where the indium drive lets you go to any system. So as long as you have one indium drive, you can go to any system you'd like, okay? So make sure to install that indium drive on your starship. The other way you could do this is go to your freighter. You can use your freighter to go to any system you want. You don't need any type of drive for that, okay? So that's another way to do it. Your freighter has no limitations. The only limitations is the range. Like right now, mine can only go 117 because I haven't upgraded it or anything like that. But you can get these up to like 2,000 light years. So your freighter could also get you there as well. But what do you mean? You know, what are we looking for? Well, if you go to the galaxy map, either with your freighter or with your starship, let's back up. We're going to be looking. You see how there's different colored stars? Like right here, this one. This one's a green star. And so you're going to need an emerald drive to get there, okay? But if it's a green star, that means it has emerald all over the place. You're going to need actually a cadmium drive, I think, to get there. Let's actually see. Whoop. Back up. What is that? Where'd my star go? My green one. Okay, there's the green one right there. Emerald drive required. Okay, yeah, so you need the emerald drive. Sorry, I had to verify that. But when you get to a green star, it has emerald all over the place because it's a green star. Same thing with the red stars. If you see anything that's red, like right here, they might come off as pinkish a little bit. But right here, you're going to need a cadmium drive to get there. But there's cadmium all over the place. And I hope you guys know where I'm going with this. And if you see these blue stars right here, they need indium drives, and there's indium all over the place, okay? So look for one of those, because if you're digging for minerals, you're going to want to get the most expensive minerals, and those three are pretty high value, okay? And so that's what you want to do, especially initially. It's so easy just to mine it out of the ground and sell it. You don't have to process it. You don't have to do anything else like that, okay? So you're looking for a blue star, like where I'm at right now. So then the second thing is, once you've found your system that you want to go to, let's start scanning these planets, like this planet right here. If I scan it, this is the planet I want. And it is because it has activated indium. So there's two different levels of metal. There's regular indium, and then there's activated indium. It's the same thing. Regular copper, activated copper. Regular cadmium, activated cadmium. The activated elements are way more rare to find. So you want to find a planet with activated indium or activated whatever on it, because those are really rare to find. And if you want to make a lot of money, you want to go after indium, because indium is the most rare of all the metals. So activated indium, that's what you want to do. So let's hit this planet, and I'll show you what I've done. So I've landed on my base, and as you can see, it's all made out of wood, and there's a reason for that. There's actually a cool refiner glitch I'm going to show you guys right now, and it's amazing. So if you want a lot of carbon, all you have to do is put in carbon in a large refiner or a medium refiner. I find large refiners to be easier to use because you can put them anywhere you want. Medium refiner, if you have one and you want to use it, it has to be in a prefab building, so a pre-made building, and it has to be in the center, okay? That's why I prefer the large refiners, because you can put them wherever. But you need to put in carbon, and then get some condensed carbon, and put it together. So you use 50 and 50. That will give you one carbon crystal, all right? Now the drawback to it is it takes about 5 minutes. It's about 1 minute per, okay? But you get a ton of carbon that way, and you can just keep making it over and over and over again. I'm gonna wait till it finishes. That way I can show you guys exactly how much carbon you get. But you can make a ton of pieces, and so it's easier just to make it out of here. The other thing about an activated element planet, if a planet has activated elements on it, that means there's going to be more than likely an extreme weather pattern. So it's going to be extremely hot, extremely cold, extreme something. So you're going to need protection as well, all right? That's why in my exosuit, I have 2 protections of each. You can have up to 3 if you want to. I find that after 2, it's really not useful, because each one lasts, depending on the severity of the weather. Like on a normal hot planet, it'll last a really long time. But on an extreme planet, they last between 2 and 3 minutes for each one. And so that's why you want to have 2. That way when one, depletes, you have another one as a backup, and you just refill it. It's more of a time saver rather than anything else, because, it doesn't add anything. It doesn't buff each other up in any way that I can tell. Maybe you guys know down in the comments below. But you're going to need this on that particular planet. I have all the elements in my suit. That way, just in case I run into any planet, I'm good to go, all right? So that's what you want, because especially when you're building, you're going to be out in the weather for a while, and so it'll kill you if you let it. So it takes 50 of each, so that's 100 materials, right? To make 1 carbon crystal. But you know what the beauty of it is? If you pop it in here and you refine that crystal, you get 150 condensed carbon right there. So you're technically making more than you put in. That's crazy. And you can also refine this down to regular carbon. You can get 300 carbon if you wanted to. So it is totally worth it. That's why I build a lot of my buildings out of wood, because I could totally just refine the crap out of carbon and condensed carbon to make a ton more of it, all right? But I know I'm kind of like teasing you guys a little bit, because unveiling my awesome farm that I've been building for a couple days. That's why I haven't been posting for a while. I haven't posted as much because I've been working on this for a while. And believe me, this game crashes a lot when you have a lot of stuff going on. And I have a lot of stuff going on. So, without further ado, let's actually pop in here into camera mode. So, let's do this. Boom, boom, wood panel. And let's get out here. And look at this farm. Boom. This is the farm that I've made. And I'm almost on the outskirts of my base. And so I've extended it out. And as you can tell, you see over there, I couldn't find a good power source close to a good indium source, activated indium mine. All of them were like level C, like indium mine, were next to a good power source. Or if I found this one, this is a level A. It's not even a level S. It's a level A, but there's no power sources that I could find around it. There's a lot of gas around it, but nothing else. And so I said, screw it. I decided to build it here, and I made a solar farm over there. But I'm going to show you guys this real fast. You know what? Let's go actually over to the power. Because the little wire doesn't really stick out as much. So, let me show you around a little bit. These are all my mineral mining right here. Okay, I have them lined up. And the thing with these is they have to be touching the ground. You can't put them on a platform. That's why I flatten the earth. So I put down my platforms. And then I remove them so I can have a flat earth. That way I could just place them down so they look really nice and neat. They're not perfect. I wish they were, but they're pretty close. I mean, they're pretty lined up, like, epically. Look at that. Boom. Straight lines for the most part. You can see some of them are out of line. It kind of upsets me a little bit. But yeah, so I have a lot of these. So I have 3 times... 16, 17, 18. I have 19 rows, okay? So 19 times 3, that's like what? 58? 57. I have 57 mine extractors right here. And then I have a whole bunch more storage, because it takes a lot more storage to store all of it. 18, so 5 times 18. So I have a lot more storage. Because I wanted to, basically, I don't want it to be filled up every minute. So I have more storage than mining extractors. But look at that. And they all need to be connected with this piping, okay? But what do I mean by that? Let me show you. Let me show you. I fell into the ground. So, when you place one, let's actually do my industrial. Boom. So if I place my extractor, I have 5 metal blading. What's going on here? Oh, I'm too far away from my ship. Okay. Let me run over there close to my ship. That way I can kind of show you guys what's going on. And I have my landing pads over here. I have my cool base that I built. I did my storage first because the storage takes a lot of metal. And then I did my extractors afterwards, okay? But it doesn't matter how you do it, really. But yeah, so once you place your extractor, like if we're going to do one right here, and then one right here, you're going to need a supply pipe to go between them. Oh, I need carbon. Dang it. All right, so as I was saying, you need to actually make a supply pipe that goes between them, okay? That way, they both feed into each other, and then you need a supply. So let's put a supply over here. Right there, boom. All right? But you also need a supply pipe to go from the extractors to your supply depot. So let's pop it over here. Boom. And this is just down and dirty stuff. Now, once you have that all out, you see the red lightning bolts? That means it needs power. So let's power this baby up. And I have a ton of it, so we're just going to extend this just for now. I'm going to do it down and dirty. So let's extract it over there. Boom. So that one's going, but it only powers the one. You need to have actually everything connected power-wise. And so this one's running, but we need to connect the other one. So let's pop it over there. Boom. So now they're both running. And so now, but the cool thing is that I've noticed you don't need to power your supply at all. So look at this. Boom. Supply depot. It's filling up. So it's going to take about an hour because it generates about 2 per minute. And so every hour, I'm going to get about 1,500, okay? So it's going to take me about an hour to fill it up. That's fine. And so that's what you would do, okay? You don't need to power this thing up at all. And I'll show you, too. I have these powered up, but there's no power on these. And I think it's pretty full. I think it is. Oh, it is full. Okay, so I'm making 42,000 per hour, and my storage limit is 101,000. So we're going to put this in high capacity. Oh, God, I'm still full. Okay, let's do the starships out of range. Go there. Boom. So now, every couple of hours, 2.5 to be specific, 2 hours and 21 minutes, I can come back here and refill all of my stuff. So what does that get me? Well, oh God, I put this all in here too. Okay, so exosuit. Exosuit, make sure it's all in my exosuit. That way I know where it is so I can sell it. But yeah, so each stack, each stack of indium gives me about 10 million. And I just picked up every couple hours, I just picked up a stack. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and some change. So 100 million, give or take, 100 million in a couple hours. And all I have to do is go to a market and sell that thing. It's so crazy. And it'll just keep getting filled. I mean, look at it. I don't need to power it, and I'm already at 750 right there. Boom. So you do not need to power it. Even though there's a lightning bolt on it, and I don't know why, you do not need to power the supply depot. You do need to connect it with a pipe. So you see how my pipe it transfers over. I have it from there all the way over to this one. And then I have all of these all powered up. My power lines are all together. All of my supply lines are all together. So yeah, and so my specifically supply pipe. And so yes, you need to connect them all, okay? So they don't just magically connect together. You have to connect this one to that one, this one to that one. And so I have the whole line going straight down all the way. And then I have 2 supply entry points. One right here, it leads to this one. And then if I go all the way over here, there's a supply point all the way over here. Oh no, I got rid of it because it was going across the ground. I wanted it to be clean. But I do, I have all these ones supply points all, supply joints all together. Boom, boom, boom. They go all the way along here, all the way along here, and straight down the line, okay? So you have to have them all connected, or else they don't work. All right, you'll be extracting a whole bunch, but it won't have anywhere to go. And so you won't have any storage at all, okay? Now, let's jump into my power grid, because this is what I built. One of the first things I built. I built my my storage, and if you want to know, I have, around 60 or 70 of them? And each one costs 10 metal plating. So if you do 100 of them, you'll need 1,000 metal plating, okay? So I probably have around 60 or 70. Oh no, I probably have closer to 90 of them. I can't do math, guys, as you can tell. But yeah, and so this is what I did first. And all you have to do is you go to a space station, buy a whole bunch of metal, and come back. That's why I also have an awesome teleporter right here. Boom. That's powered. That way I could just teleport to the space station, get my materials, and then teleport back and build it, and then just do the same thing over and over again. And when you're at a space station, don't go to the wall terminal. I've noticed a lot that if you go to the wall terminal, it's not going to give you as many materials as the pilots. So load into the space station, wait about 30 to 45 seconds. Then you'll see ships start coming in. Talk to the pilots, buy stuff from them. Because they'll have a ton more materials, and they'll all have new materials, okay? So every new pilot that comes in, you can buy a whole different stack of stuff. So buy your metal that way. Buy your metal plating that way. Because if you go to make it, it'll take you forever. Believe me, I tried. I put my first few down, and I was literally going into my menu and building stacks of metal plating for 50 ferrite dust a piece. It gets super expensive super quickly. So just buy the metal plating. It's quicker, it's easier, it's less expensive. But I had needed power because I was like, oh man, I don't have any power for any of these extractors. Each of these extractors, I think, takes about 10. And so I needed a whole bunch of power. And I didn't have any electromagnetic fields around me, so I said, screw it. I'm going to make a power grid right here. And so this is my power grid. I wish it wasn't storming right now, but I can show you anyway. What I started with was one level right here. And so I literally just started with solar panels. I lined them straight up, and then I put batteries right next to it. And then that was good for then. And then as my capacity grew, I just started adding another line of solar panels, another line of batteries. Solar panel, battery, solar panel, battery. Oh, I need to add more batteries over here. I forgot about this line. I tried to fill it out, and then it got too much, and so, whoa, this is glitched out. Why are they open? But yeah, and so it got too much, and so I had to make a second level, and I was afraid because I thought, oh man, the shade from the top level is going to affect the bottom level. It does not. You can put a roof over your solar panels, and they still collect energy just as fast. It's craziness. And so I did the same thing up here. I lined them all up, straight lines, so solar panel, battery, solar panel, battery. And I just did that straight over, all the way over. Up, and then you see my power grid on top of my base that I first built. I was like, okay, I need some power, but I needed more than that, so I built my solar grid right over here. And so the more extractors, I'm going to add more extractors, and I'm going to add more power, because I don't think I'm at the limit right now, for my power anyway. Let's see my power grid. So if you just check your battery, it'll tell you, hey, look at, I have what, 3 million power left, and I'm using 2,900, basically 3,000. And so it'll never, ever take out all of my power grid. I can run this thing all night long. And if you ever want to actually cheat about it, go over to a solar panel and get in there, because it'll tell you, hey, there are 2 minutes left in the darkness. So I noticed that the day-night cycle is 15 minutes each. You have 15 minutes of night, 15 minutes of daylight, okay? So it's kind of easy to do the math on that, because every one of these solar panels generates 50 power, okay? So if it's generating 50 power, I can totally power up, 3,000? With what, 60 of these? All I would need is 60 of them, and I'll have all the power I need. But I have way more than 60. I think the last count I had was 78 or something like that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I had 60 down below and another 60 up here, so it's 120. So I have way more than I need, but you want to keep that in mind. You need to have more solar panels than you actually need for power, because you have to store the power in a battery. If there's not any power, because at night, look at this, my solar panels, it's dark, so they're not generating anything. They close up and they're good to go. So they're not generating any power, so I have to depend on my batteries to get me through the night. And so I have them all connected, and I overdo my power. So you don't need to do this, not even close. But what I do is I will set up a solar panel. I'll connect it to the 2 batteries beside it, and I'll set up the next solar panel, and I'll connect the wire between them as well. So I literally have like a grid going on. I have wires from the battery to the solar panel, and then all points in between. There's at least 3 connections for everything. There's 4 on most of them, but there's 3 on the edges because there's nothing next to it. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's 2 on that one because it's the corner. But yeah, and so you don't have to do it that way. You could just do straight lines in between. I'm a weirdo, and I like having it like that. So it looks good. Oh, man. What the? I missed this wire? How the hell did that happen? You get over there. You wire up. I'm losing stuff. I'm losing my mind. I had so much going on the last couple days, guys, just building all this stuff. But yeah. So that's my solar panel, building, basically. And you'll see the sun's coming out now. So let's see. Now I'm generating 26, 25. And they're not even fully opened yet. The sun's just peaking. So at dawn and dusk, you'll generate 25, and I think right now, yeah, I'm already generating more than I need. Look at it, I'm generating 3,300 power, but I only need 2,900. So I'm not even at full power yet, and I'm already generating more than I need. So I'm recharging my batteries. Oh, now they're opening. And now they're, boom, there you go. So now, look at that, they're at 50. And look at, these are the ones in the shade. They're in the building. And they're all generating 50. That's crazy to me. So don't worry about if you have them in the dark or anything like that. They generate the same amount. Look at this is the one right in the sun. 50. They always generate 50 as long as they're outside, even if there's a roof over your head. So actually, you know what? I need to test that out. I wonder if I can generate 50 on the inside of a building. Because if that's the case, then there's no point in even having the walls open. I was afraid that I was going to need the walls open. Well, let's check that out. I didn't even think about that till right now. Metal plating. Oh, come on. I need to move my starship closer. I'm just going to move my stacks over for now and make it easier for you guys. All right. So let's try to put a solar panel in the middle of a building. It should generate 50. Yeah, I'm literally inside of a building, so it doesn't even matter. Okay. It doesn't even matter. It's still generating 50, so you could totally put walls up if you wanted to, and it wouldn't even matter about it. That's awesome. All right, well, I hope you guys like this tour of my farm. And so, biggest thing is, make sure you have enough materials. Start out small. I would suggest making a lot more storage depot than your mineral extractors. But find that mineral deposit. I have, what is it? I'm an A. Up, let me go to it. Let me mark it for you guys. Right here. And it doesn't need to be exactly on top of the mark. You can make it all around the area. But just like the power, like right here, I have a potential A deposit. Okay. So I get a density of 300. If you have an S one, it's even better, and you can do it a lot faster if you have an S deposit. But you don't need to make it right here. Notice how it's at 300 now, my density. But if I go farther out, like over here, it'll start going lower and lower. So the farther you get away from the hot spot, the lower it will get. Come on. Come on. Oh, this deposit's pretty huge. There we go. Look at it. I can go all the way out to here and still get 300. So I might actually start moving that all the way over here, all the extractors. So I could just flatten this area. But remember, you need to put the mineral extractors on the ground. They can't be on a platform. Okay? Not a platform. It has to be on the literally on the ground. But I can go all the way out to here before I start losing my efficiency. Look at that. That's crazy. You can make these mineral deposits massively. Okay, so yeah, keep that in mind when you guys are making your farms. And so that's a cool update on my farm, and I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button for me, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading videos all the time, and I hope to see you guys next time.